On the 24th of August 2006, Pluto became demoted from a planet to a dwarf planet. And to mark the 17 years since that happened, I've come to Villawa to walk and cycle along the planet path. It's a scale model of the solar system, 1 to 1 billion, and behind me is the Sun. This is 1.4 metres across, which represents 1.4 million kilometres diameter. The very cool thing about this planet path is that the distance between the planets is also to scale. So for example, I only have to walk 58 metres to get to Mercury, but to get to Pluto, we're going to have to go 6 kilometres, which represents 6 billion kilometres. We're here at the Sun at the moment. All the inner planets are very close by, and then we have to cycle further and further. So please come with me and make this journey from the Sun all the way to Pluto. Already we have found our way to Mercury. It is tiny, less than 5 millimetres in diameter. They put up nice information boards so that you can learn about each planet. So now it is 50 metres to get to Venus. We've already walked 108 million kilometres from the Sun, and we find Venus, which is about 12,000 kilometres in diameter, so it's just over a centimetre. So let's continue on to Earth. It's really close to Venus, just 42 metres in this direction. So here is our home, planet Earth. It's only just a little bit bigger than Venus, nearly 1.3 centimetres across. And the wonderful thing about this one is we've got the moon as well. So the interesting thing is the Sun is just at the top of that hill there behind those trees. You can't see it unfortunately, but I always wish you could. And I think it would be so cool if they put the moon in between the Earth and the Sun, because then you could kind of line it up with your camera and try and understand how an eclipse works. Like how the moon is far enough away and big enough that it covers up the Sun. It says here that Mars is 228 metres away. I don't think that's true, it's a lot closer. It's just around the corner here. Here is Mars. Oh, it is so cute. It's less than a centimetre in diameter, about 6,000 kilometres. So now we have done the inner planets, and they were actually really close by. So to get to the outer planets, it's going to take a lot longer. Well, fortunately, I've brought my bike. So let's go 550 metres to find Jupiter. So here we have Jupiter, about 14 centimetres in diameter, about 143,000 kilometres I think, diameter. And Jupiter is clearly the biggest planet of them all. We've already travelled 778 metres from the Sun. We've got to do almost the same again to get to Saturn. So here is Saturn. Isn't it really cool with the rings? I love this one. It's about 12 centimetres in diameter, which equals about 12,000 kilometres. You know, at school we always see a map like this, where it looks like all the planets are evenly spaced and they're like much bigger than they really are, because you can't draw a scale model on a piece of paper. You can only do it by coming to a model like this, where you can actually experience the distance. The interesting thing is we're now on planet number 6 of 9, but we've only come 1.4 kilometres so far. It's almost exactly the same as the distance we've now got to do to find our next stop, Uranus. Alright, so here I am, and I've got to go down here to get to Uranus. Wow. Isn't it cute? It's about 5 centimetres across in diameter, which is, I think it's 51,000 kilometres, which if you think of the distance I've just come, 1.4 kilometres from somewhere over there, it's just bizarre to think of the scale. So it's another 1.6 kilometres to get to our next planet, Neptune. It's quite amazing when you do this journey, you realise really how far out these outer planets are. They're very lonely, very, very far away. So here we have Neptune, which as of this moment is the final planet in our solar system. But of course, until 2006 we also had Pluto. So I am going to go the final 1.4 kilometres to go and find Pluto, because that's what this day is all about. Sad excuse for a sunrise. It's so cold out here. Ice and silence and dark skies as we go round another year. Let them think what they like, we're fine. I will always be right here next to you. So I think I'm there, but to find Pluto I have to leave my bike behind and make a little walk. I think it's just up this hill, hidden up here somewhere. It seems to me quite fitting that Pluto should be a little bit difficult to find. I'm your moon, you're my moon. We go round and round. From out here is the rest of the world that looks so small. Promise me you will always remember who you are. Oh my gosh, here we are. Here you are, Pluto. Tiny Pluto. I guess it's about 2 millimetres diameter. We travelled 6 billion kilometres to find our little tiny Pluto. Happy Pluto Demotion Grieving Day, or commiserations I guess on Pluto Demotion Grieving Day. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey.